Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome along to Heavy Trax High Central Motor Speedway, Cromwell, for night number 2 of the Civil Construction New Zealand Sprint Car Champs. Welcome to the Pits TV or Speed Shift TV from wherever you are watching around the world and around the country. I'm Billy Hickey, alongside me, Marco Johnson-Hadley. Marco, last night, wow.
Yeah, we're definitely treated to some action here at Cromwell last night. The racing was definitely hard and fast. The track was dry, hard and fast, so that gave us plenty of stuff to look at. And of course, tonight being night 2, the drivers have all swapped around with their grids. Some of them had their front runs, some are going to be starting their back runs tonight. So tonight is the night that they're going to have to put it all together if they're going to make their final.
Absolutely. Tonight is the one you want to be watching, that all-important feature race. Later on this afternoon, we will find ourselves a New Zealand Sprint Car Champs. But before that, we'll catch up with some of these drivers. First of all, Marco, those standout performance last night. Who was your go-to man?
Yeah, definitely. So Buddy Cofer, of course, from America, he was definitely doing pretty well. Had a few front grids though, so we'll see how he goes tonight. Michael Pickens, of course, started from the front as well. He had a good run. Daniel Anderson was definitely a surprise, looking pretty good in his last heat. And these guys are definitely coming for the action tonight. So who's going to be the number one? We will crown a new number one. Kerry Brokers obviously did a good job as our current New Zealand champion, but he won't be here to defend it this evening.
That's right. Neither will the 3NZ of James Darm. But last night, Stephen Taylor, in my opinion, was the standout performer, alongside Rodney Wood, even though he did unfortunately struck some trouble. So be interesting to see how they go tonight. Just incidentally, talking about Buddy Cofoid there, he is still starting 7th and 10th in his last 2 heats before that feature race. So we'll catch up with some of those guys. Marco, if you want to go over and catch up with the driver, and I'll carry on here. Thank you, Marco. So just some interesting facts for you here, ladies and gentlemen. From wherever you are, we're approaching about 4 o'clock New Zealand time here in the afternoon. The sun is beaming down. It's a beautiful afternoon. The pit lane is absolutely jam-packed. This is a beautiful place to go racing. Hopefully the track is all sorted from last night. From what I understand, these guys were here until about 3:30 this morning, fixing it up. The minute we finished racing last night, they were out there with the graders fixing it all up. We didn't have any rain today, so that shouldn't affect things, so hopefully they've got it all sorted. We've also got to keep an eye out for the fact that a South Island driver has never won this New Zealand Sprint Car title. Jamie Duff, man just behind me, the 19C, has won it, but he was registered to the North Island when he won that. So we'll see how Marco is getting on. We'll just grab some interviews, ladies and gentlemen, so sit tight. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you, Jason. Down here with Ray Bourne, mate. Good to see the cars all fixed up after an arty shunt down at turns number 2. What happened?
Steve Jr. went round in front of me, coming off the corner, and that's about that, really. It's just Speedway, isn't it? Yep.
That's right. What was the damage?
Just a bit of right-hand damage, exhaust system, set of headers, muffler, and a couple of wings, but she's all straight, ready to go.
Long night for you?
Yeah, big night, and out here early this morning, getting it all back together. So, yeah, it's just a bit of a shame. I mean, happens in Speedway, doesn't it?
That's absolutely right. How are you feeling going into this afternoon? Good. Looks like a good track out there.
Yeah, mate. It's it's good. There's lots of really good drivers here, and you've got to be on your game. So, hope we can make up some more points and make the show. We're back down to 17th now, so we have to have a couple of good heats to try and get in. But we'll see how we go.
Fantastic, and of course you couldn't do it without all of your sponsors. A spectacular looking car there, Ray. Who looks after you?
Yeah, mate, I've got a guy, Alan Daly from Avon Insurance Brokers, that actually owns the car, and he's very supportive of me, and it's bloody good because I couldn't do it without his help, you know.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Yeah, and good on you, thanks.
Alrighty, I'm just down here with the 28P, that is Tony Eulenberg. We'll just walk up a bit here to you, Tony. Beautiful looking car and beautiful day to go racing in Cromwell. How'd you go last night?
We had not a bad night. I think we're 18th overall so far, so we're getting there. Just got to keep boxing on and keep finishing races, eh?
Obviously a fairly quiet week for you at the Grand Prix and the Gold Cup, so you've sort of partially qualified for now, I guess. So you've got to get through that B main. How does that make you feel going into tonight?
Yeah, no, we're reasonably confident. We've got to try and get in the top 16 to miss the B main if we can, but we'll see how we go. Just got to do your best and keep finishing.
Absolutely, and just tell us about the gear that you're running here, mate, because it looks like, is that a Triple X chassis that you got there?
It's a Triple X with a Kreiner engine in it from the States, and just the rest of it's pretty standard componentry. I think Bob Kreiner does a good job for the engine for us. We send it back every 30 meetings, so yeah, it works good.
Great, and of course you couldn't do without all your sponsors. Great looking car, green, because that's my favourite colour. Who looks after you?
I've got heaps of helpers. I've got JRI, BK Motor Lodge, Skeet Road Contracting, Central Equipment Movers, I&D George, and Eulenberg Haulage, of course. Helped me a bit.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Tony. Best of luck tonight.
Cheers, man. Have a good night.
Thank you. We'll head over to Marco, who is with Michael Pickens. Marco.
Yeah, definitely one of the people to watch tonight is going to be the driver of the 2NZ car. That is Michael Pickens. Michael, the first night's done and dusted. How did you feel at the end of that?
Yeah, pretty good. We found a few things with the track in relation to car setup and that, but tonight we obviously got 2 more heats in the A main. We're second equal on points at the moment, so yeah, we just got to make sure we put ourselves in a good position for that final.
One of the best 5 laps I've ever seen in a sprint car was that run. You only had 3 wheels. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, probably not the prettiest 5 laps ever, but we salvaged some points. That was the main thing, and we nearly got dragged off the track, but luckily we got out there, and the rule is, I guess, you can run with a inside flat, so managed to get some points back, like I say, and saved us from being buried tonight.
So it looks like you'll be starting further towards the back in your grids tonight, so obviously the challenge will be a little bit more tougher, but you've done the good work to get higher on the points. So what is the plan?
Yeah, we've got, I think, near a back start, like you say, and then I think one of our others is near the front, so we've just got to stay out of trouble, and last lap counts, so it's 25 laps for the final, and we just got to get in, first, second row would be nice, and get ourselves in a position where we can be battling for the lead at the end.
And what about your sponsors? Who looks after you, Michael? Let us know.
Obviously Century Batteries here, that's our primary sponsor, Addis Containers, Pipeline Industries, Warwick McKenzie, car owner. We've got so many, there's too many to thank, but they're the major ones, and we've got so many people that help us out with this program, and can't thank them all enough.
Those famous words of Michael Pickens, last lap counts, and I promise you he'll be around there or thereabouts. So Michael, good luck for this evening.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Alrighty, I'm over here with the 87C Luke Keegan. Took a big tumble at the Gold Cup. We didn't see it at the Grand Prix. Nice to see you got the car sorted.
Yeah, we had an unfortunate turn of events there at the Gold Cup, but we got it squared away and back into it.
Fantastic, and a good run last night for you. We saw you out the front there a bit.
Yeah, we had good, 3 good clean heats and moved forward in all of them, and then won the last one, and car felt good. I think the track will be different tonight, so we'll see what happens. But no, we're feeling pretty good.
Just in relation to that tumble with Jamie Larson at the Gold Cup, no one really likes to talk about it, but what was the damage and how long did it take you guys to fix it all, sort it all out?
Yeah, me and Jamie had a bit of a yarn last night, and it's all good there. It's just racing. I know he's a clean driver, and he's a good guy, and no one likes to wreck each other, so it's all good. But did a bit chassis damage, which we had to get fixed up during the week. So strip it down, get it to KH Fabrication. Actually, they've come on board to help us out, and they squared it away for us. And it's just a big week, long nights every night to get it back together, and you never like doing that ever, but especially before a big meeting. So, but no, it came together good. Car felt nice, so it did a bit of damage, but it was nothing real major to the actual alignment of the chassis, so we were pretty lucky.
And how are you feeling going into tonight? Any idea where you're sitting on the points?
Yeah, we're sitting 5th equal at the moment. We've got a back start for our first heat and then a front start for the second heat. So, I think we're in a decent position. We've just got to finish the next 2 heats and do as good as we can. You've really got to start, in the sort of front 3 or 4 rows in the feature, and then it's hammer down and get into it.
Absolutely, and of course you couldn't do it without all of your sponsors and crew. Who looks after you?
Josh, Bruce and Linda at Bolton Racing, BRT, they're a huge supporter of what we do here and helping us get to the track and do what we love doing. Craig Cooper Landscaping, Megan Turbo, Canterbury Powder Coaters. Blair at Canterbury Powder Coaters has been a supporter of ours for ages, and he just helps out with anything we need done. Great guy. Interblock and just all my crew, Dad and Matt especially for everything they've done this week, especially getting us going. And again, Kieran from KH Fabrication for helping us get that chassis. Without him, there's just no way we would have got done in time and got here in as good a shape as we are.
Great, thank you very much for your time, Luke. Best of luck tonight.
Awesome, thanks mate.
All right, we'll throw over to Marco, who's with Alicia McLaughlan. Marco.
That's right. I am with the first lady of sprint cars, everybody, driving the 6N car is Alicia McLaughlan. Alicia, they say you got the smallest motor, but definitely one of the fastest cars out there yesterday. You were looking pretty good. How did it go for you?
Yeah, it went actually really well. I loved it out there. I've never been to this track before, so still feeling my way, but I'm loving it. It's really fast, really smooth, and there's not a lot of room, but that's what you want.
And what's your grids for this evening? Are you starting towards the back or the front?
I think I've got 2 rear grids, so I'm off the last 2 rows, I think roughly. I haven't actually quite had a look at that yet, so after driver's briefing, that's my next job.
And what's it like in the sprint car, the difference between that and the TQ that you drive? Obviously, you're really good at both of them, but which is your favourite?
The sprint car is fast becoming my favourite, more because I'm just starting to use a lot more of the power now, and the only real difference is the TQ's got about 120 horse, whereas the sprint car we're up around the 780, 800, so good fun.
It's a big title tonight. Is it your first title that you've run?
Yes, first title for the sprint car, so I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully I can be in the top 16 and I don't have to do a B main, but we'll just see.
Tell you what, you're amazing to watch. I do love it. So tell us who your sponsors are that get you out there.
I've got so many sponsors. I've got Jack's Tire and Performance, Mum and Dad, they are huge, put a lot of effort and time into it. Supercharged Batteries, Brian FM, Joe, Kerry, Alex Hill, family. Image Press, Port Motueka Marine Services. The list goes on and on. Everyone at home helps me.
The First Lady of Sprint Cars, everybody, driving the 6N. It is Alicia McLaughlan. Good luck for this evening.
Cheers, guys. Hopefully we can put on a show.
Let's cross over to Billy now. Where are you, Billy? Who you got there? The driver of the 6T.
Fetu Taiwa, that's right, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Little known fact about this gentleman, he used to play for the Warriors in their first ever season and scored the first official try for the Warriors a long time ago now, Fetu.
95, a long time ago, but I can still remember it quite vividly today, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, we're here for sprint cars, here for the New Zealand Sprint Car title. Just tell us what made you want to go from throwing a rugby ball around the field, from throwing one of these things around in circles?
Basically, it's just a bit of fun, really, and a bit of a passion now. So thoroughly enjoy it, and it's hard to describe it and put into words what it feels like, but it's incredible being behind one of those.
And what's it like having the New Zealand title here at your home track?
Oh, it's great. Obviously, the weather's beautiful here, and there's a lot of people that support the Speedway, and and to have something here at this magnitude is great.
Great, and of course you couldn't do it without all of your sponsors, mate. Who looks after you?
ITM, civil construction, design windows, Cromwell collision and repair, and a few others. Design windows, Metro Graphics. Just a big thank you to all them.
Great, thank you very much for your time, Fitu. We'll let you get on to the driver's briefing there. Best of luck tonight.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks very much.
Great, thank you. That was Fitu Taiwa, ladies and gentlemen. So, Marco, a few relaxed drivers in the field as they head off to driver's briefing. What's the field down here, do you think?
Yeah, they're actually looking pretty calm for the finals tonight, but it is a big one. The meeting's about to start. They'll get to lock in all those rules, and you'll definitely see these game faces will come on. This is it, the 49th running of the National Championship here at Cromwell, and it's going to be a biggie. What do you reckon, Billy?
Words can't describe. It's a pleasure to be here, a pleasure to be alongside you, mate. This track is beautiful. The scenery is gorgeous. What better place to have a New Zealand title?
Yep, and we're definitely treated with the good old North and South battle. The South are definitely here to represent a lot of cars. We've got a few drivers from the North, but will it be that young gun from America that will take the 1NZ with them back to Pengrove, California? That's the question on everybody's eyes. And of course, later on this evening, that heat race is going to be happening. Michael Pickens and Buddy Coyford in the same race. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm very excited. Well, that's about it from here, ladies and gentlemen.
Before you go, you threw it out to me yesterday, so have you made your pick yet?
I would like to see the 51M win. There you go. Sorry, Rodney Wood is my pick for tonight. Hopefully he can change his fortunes from last night. I've known Rodney for quite a few years now, so hopefully the fortunes can change for him. And you're still a Pickens man? Yep,
still haven't Pickens anybody, so that's how it goes. But I'm looking forward to some good racing, Billy. This is going to be a good one.
We're better our place to have it than it's here at Central Motor Speedway in Cromwell. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back very soon. It's Go for Broke night here at Central Motor Speedway. Stay tuned.
Okay, I'm down in the pits at the moment, and I've found one of the legends of the sport, 8 times national champion, Mr. Kerry Jones. Kerry, how are you feeling about all the racing that you've seen in front of you tonight?
I haven't seen any racing yet, and I only came down today, so I can't comment on what happened last night. But no, I'm looking forward to it. This is a track that I've never raced myself. Yes, it's an odd-shaped track, but I would have loved to have run this track. I reckon there's going to be some excellent racing tonight.
Yeah, and how much do you think it's changed since your day?
Nothing, not at all, really. I was just talking with Ian Taylor's boy, Stevie. Cars haven't changed a lot since, like, it's 12, 13 years now that I haven't been in a sprint car, but they haven't evolved much. The chassis are pretty much where they are, tyre technology's where it is, the engines don't make much more horsepower, all that sort of thing. So it's always been one of those cars that you have to be a driver because it's on the night, it's the setup that you choose, and you never get it 100%. The best driver drives around the problems.
So you never got to race at Cromwell. Obviously, you were a Springs boy yourself, but what were one of the favourite tracks in the country that you like to run on?
I enjoyed all the tracks that I raced on. So Western Springs was my home track. We raced at Tauranga, loved Ruapuna. So every track you're racing's on a good track.
Now, you did it 8 times, so what do you think these guys are thinking right now going into the final night, looking to get that number 1 on their back tail?
Well, it's getting yourself near the front of the field. Obviously, the front row's the best place to run from. You can sort of set the pace. Lap traffic's going to play a big part, so they're going to pick up lap traffic pretty quick, as you do when you've got the fast guys off the front. So it's really the guy that can stay out of trouble early, pick his way through the traffic, make the right decisions quickly, and hey, you'll get the best guy come to the front.
Tell you what, you haven't changed much since those years, besides the moustache is gone, but tell everybody, what has Kerry been up to lately?
Oh, he's probably busier now than he's ever been, and I don't even know how I managed to get the hours together to go racing. Business is good. My son's 31 now. He's running my engineering business. I'm flat out building right-hand drive steering racks for F-150s, Chevys, all that sort of thing. 90% of my stuff goes to Australia. Just busy. Life's busy.
It's going to be a few years, folks, before someone knocks him off the top. 8 times national champion, of course, equal with the Alan Wakeling, Kerry Jones. It's great to see you in the crowd, and it's great to see you here at Cromwell Motor Speedway.
No, I'm glad I've come down now. There's some good people down there I haven't seen for a long time, and yeah, it's always it's like a reunion, but it's not a funeral, luckily.
There you have it, folks. Kerry Jones here at Central Motor Speedway, Cromwell, for the Nationals. Okay, folks, I'm in the pits now with Gary Arnold. He is the crew chief for Rodney Wood. Of course, Rodney's won this national title twice. So, Gary, what's the plan going into night number 2?
Oh, well, obviously our job's going to be done before he goes out the gate, and Rodney's going to be on the gas. But, yeah, with a lot of work gone on. We had a bit of work to do last night, but got the car back out again, and we'll be into it.
Just tell us, as a crew chief, how hard it is to make sure that you can read the car and read the track and put that together like a great book.
Oh, it's pretty crucial to do that and actually be able to read the track and what's happening. It can be, from race to race, can be so different, and you've got to be able to give that input to the driver to be able to make those adjustments to give him the best possible car he can.
And of course those adjustments happen after every race as well, so you'll be watching both the track and how the car feels for Rodney and making sure that it all works together?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely. And it's not just me, it's the other guys on the team as well, and it's obviously we're all watching the car and seeing what it's doing.
And how long have you and Rodney been a partnership for?
Well, about 23 years now. So it's been a fair while, right through super stocks and sprint cars, and yeah, quite a few years.
So that pretty much makes you a 2-time national champion, would that be right?
It does indeed.
Gary Arnold, congratulations, and we look forward to watching the car tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, can you tell us a little bit more about the car though? So just explain what kind of chassis we got going here, the motor and everything with this car.
Yep. So it's a Maxim chassis that we're running. The engine's prepared by KRE in Australia. The chassis is this is a new chassis for us this year, but we've been running Maxim for about 5 years now, and been a very successful chassis for us.
So can you tell us what kind of setup would you do for a slick track rather than a tacky track?
Obviously, you're going to tighten your car up a lot for a slick track, so it's going to be quite different to what you would do early on in the night. It's quite different. The complete combination of shocks and tyres and everything is quite different to the beginning of the night.
And how many spare parts do you bring for this car? I mean, can we rebuild this whole thing in one night?
Well, we just about did it last night. We actually rebuilt the car from the firewall back. So we put in another diff, shock, basically everything from the firewall back we replaced. So as you can see by the size of the trailer, we could pretty much build a complete car bar the chassis and engine if we had to. So, and I guess that probably goes back to our stock car roots as well, because it wasn't very often we didn't finish a race and get it back out there for it. So not very often at all.
So Rodney's about to go out and do some hot laps right now. What do you think he'll be thinking about to come back and report to you?
Obviously making sure he's happy with everything in the car, the wings working, and just basically a rundown check to make sure everything's all right. And we get hot laps tonight as well, so we'll be able to get a bit of an idea what the car's doing and get sorted. So.
Awesome, so Gary, it sounds like you know your stuff. So we'll see you later on the night, hopefully up on top of those podiums.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It'll be nice to have a third title, but we'll see how the night goes.
Will it be number 3? This is the crew chief for Rodney Wood, car driver of the 51M Marketu Poultry Farms car. You'll see him out there. Rodney Wood's always there or thereabouts.
Chilled to the bone and I can't sleep. So many thoughts are racing around in my head. There's a hole in the bed now where you ought to be. And all the times I ever hurt you, take it all back if I could. Just give me a chance to make it up to you. We had something worth holding on to, and I still believe it could be so good. Girl, don't you think that you and I could give our love another try? We could turn it all around. This time I swear that I can be all of the things you need from me. And you'll see, if you just stick around, before you make some other plans, could you give our love another chance? I jump out of bed when the daylight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, the 2019 Civil Construction New Zealand Sprint Car title. Tonight there will be crowned a brand new 1NZ, 2NZ and 3NZ. We're looking forward to some great action out here on the track. But before we do that, and because we have the young US sensation here, Buddy, we will have both the US National Anthem and the New Zealand National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to be upstanding for the New Zealand National Anthem sung by Kayla Martin.
E oa atura ona iwi matura ata whakaronga me aroha noa kia hua ka te pai kia toto ata whai mana a ke te amai a te aroa, God of nations, at thy feet in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God defend our free land. God Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war. make her praises heard afar. God defend New Zealand.
Well, joining me up here in the commentary box, he was here last night and he gave us a lot of insight and knowledge. A man who has got more knowledge, I think, than a Trivial Pursuit game. He's all the way down from Ruapuna. We've loaned him to come down and give me a hand. It's Alan Batt, better known as AJ. AJ, what are we in for tonight?
I think tonight the wick is really going to be turned up for everyone. Last night it was all about gathering points, and so as we go into the final 2 rounds, there's going to be a lot of desperation from drivers to get as far up the lineup as they possibly can. That will be the key for a lot of them, but we also have some drivers that are pretty much secured into tonight's A main. For them, it's about gathering up a few more points so that they've got a good front running position, but it's also about keeping it clean and tidy. That will be the big thing for a lot of these drivers. They just need to finish. They've just got to be nice and neat, not get caught up in anyone else's mess. And I think that the finals night tends to be one that does become the dance of the desperate, because there will be some very desperate drivers. We are only taking 16 through directly to the feature, and then there is a B main which will be over 15 laps, and it's going to have something like 18 drivers in it. 4 drivers will transfer from the B to the feature. So the B main, I'm picking that there is going to be the one where we really get down to the nitty and the gritty.
Well, folks, it's a big thanks tonight to Civil Construction for coming on board. We had a talk with Paul Horrell last night, and I'm endeavouring to get back up to the corporate area above turn number 2, and again, just rack his brains about why, where, and everything he thinks Speedway is. And he had a great interview last night, so I'll try to get back up there and just have a chat with Paul. Civil Constructions have come to Central Otago, and they've been here, and now they're just expanding. They're doing some magic projects around the place, and they're extremely proud of being the sponsors of this, the Sprint Car title for 2019. As well as that, each of the groups, we have 6 groups here tonight that will run up against each other in the heats. They did a heap of that last night. Each of them has a sponsor, and we'll talk through those sponsors as the night goes on, and it's great to have every single one of them on board.
I can't sleep. So many thoughts are racing around in my head. There's a hole in the bed now where you ought to be. All the times I ever hurt you.
Well, AJ, last night, let's just, for those people that were obviously too busy or doing something else crazy, a bit of a wrap-up. We had some drivers that clearly weren't happy. And when you look down the points, we had drivers like Jamie Duff, sitting there in the abyss, really. He was well down. He's clawed his way back up to 8th, but he was like down in 13th position. And a few of the others that just didn't seem to get it right. Pickens saying that he needed to learn the track, learn how to drive this track. So did you find anything else last night from some of these drivers?
Well, certainly Ray Bourne was bitterly disappointed with his last race crash. Ray went from being 6th equal in the points, and he's dropped to 14th equal. He is hanging on to one of the life rafts, and he will be looking for a big points haul so that he doesn't get stuck into that B main. The movers and shakers, Jamie McDonald, he was sitting in 4th equal in the points, and then he slipped right back to 10th equal. Uncharacteristic position for J-Mac. Connor Rangi, he went into the last round 6th equal in points. A stunning drive. Boy, he certainly served notice to everyone here. Went from 6th equal in the standings after 2 points, after 2 rounds. After the 3rd round, he was 2nd, and Duff went from 13th to 8th. And so there were the movers and shakers. There will be a number of drivers that are quite nervous. Rodney Wood, he's back there in 18th equal in the points, a guy that's won the 2 nationals that have been held here at Central Motor Speedway previously.
Well, I've got to say another one, the Caleb Moore, the junior. He's well back in the points in 28th. We know he's got the speed to go round this track. Unfortunately, in the warm-up there, we did notice at 42T, Nigel Colvin The steering wheel flew out of that car as it made a horrendous noise coming past the commentary position. It pulled onto the infield with a fair bit of smoke coming out of it. So I'm predicting that unfortunately that is going to be a retirement. The only other retirement from this 36 car field that started last night is Kyle Shearing in the 4T car. He had some good runs in the heats, but towards the end of the evening, again, that car went bang, so he's out with another engine problem. The other one I noticed, AJ, that was out there having trouble, and I've just seen him lining up in front of the street stocks, and that's Duff Jr. It didn't sound good. That car wouldn't start. Had a bit of an accident last night, so, you know, anything can happen in the sport.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, pit lane here at Heavy Trax Hire Central Motor Speedway, Cromwell. Hot laps warm-up has been run and done. Bit of a form finder, that one, Marco. What do you think?
Yeah, not too bad. So these guys obviously testing a lot of things. So racing's about to start on the track. So we're going to go find some drivers and see what's happening with this New Zealand Sprint Car Championship and how the setups are going.
Absolutely. We'll go and grab some interviews. Stay tuned.
Okay, so I'm with the driver of the 41T, the very fast Jaden Dodge. Jaden, last night you were looking pretty hard and fast on that car, but obviously a bit of dramas overnight. What happened?
Yeah, some late night at the workshop, and obviously this morning to change the engine. We're a little bit down, and yeah, a major issue. But the car was good last night, which is the main thing, and I think we should be all right this afternoon. Yeah.
36 sprint cars started last night. You're currently sitting 10th, so not too bad. You got a middle and an end back grid tonight. So what's the plan?
What's the plan? It's get up top and go hard. I think for where we are, we've done pretty good for what we had. So tonight should be good, bit more power, and the track should be good and should be fun.
Sprint cars are not the only thing to drive. So what else have you had a little spin in?
I started up in go-karts and did that for many years, and we went a bit of Tars Hill racing, V8 utes, Sangyong utes, and yeah, come back to sprint cars. This is what I've always wanted to do, and it's just happened. And you know, I can't thank the Trade-in Post and each Parts and Performance enough, and they do a lot for us. So
awesome. So good luck for tonight, Jaden, driving the 41T, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
And over here, currently sitting in second, equal with Michael Pickens. It is Connor Runge, very fast last night. That car was looking like it was singing. How's it feeling for you?
Yeah, no, the crew had it hooked up all night. Credit to everyone on the team. Yeah, couldn't fault it all night. Just got better and better every race, and it was wicked.
You're currently sitting smack bang right in the middle of course, Codefoyd and Pickens, so that's a pretty big deal for yourself. Tonight's the big night, though. Any major plans for you to go ahead?
It's pretty cool to be running up there with those guys. We're just going to treat it as another meeting. You know, if you overthink it or put too much pressure on yourself, that's when mistakes happen. So it's just another race for us.
So good luck for tonight. Just quickly, who are your sponsors? Connor, throw them out there.
Massive thanks to Collision Centre, Five Shy Forklifts, Cromwell Motel, Edge Parts, Vertex Lubricants, Complete Automotive. Without those guys, it would be a lot harder. Thanks heaps to everyone that helps us.
You'll be flying around that track in about 13 seconds or faster, everybody. Driver of the 57N, that is Connor Runge. Good luck for tonight.
Cool, thanks guys.
Right, I'm here with a 42T, Nigel Colvin, mate, out for the weekend. What's the story?
Yeah, we sure are now. We've got a blown motor, so yeah, our day's done. So.
Blown motor, any particular cause as to what's happened?
Yeah, I don't really know, but it's got a big hole in the sump, so we've been struggling with it. Yesterday it was blowing all out between the sump onto the exhaust, and we could hardly see for a lot of the meeting, or breathe for that matter. And then yeah, on those hot laps, just come out of 4 and yeah, just came over. So.
Without asking an obvious question, is this a whole new motor for you guys, or is there something you can replace here?
Yeah, look, to be fair, we have to strip it down and see what it is, but with a hole like that, I wouldn't say it's too good in there.
Okay, all right. Well, it's unfortunate to see here, of course, having the New Zealand champs at your home track. You must be feeling pretty gutted.
Yeah, it is, hey. But oh well, that's racing, I suppose. And all the best to all the other guys, and we'll see who wins it. So.
Great. Thanks for your time, Nigel.
No worries at all. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Okay, so I'm with the King of Cromwell right now. That is Jason Scott. Jason, you're currently sitting 16 in the points. How's it feeling after night number 1?
Yeah, she's going to be pretty tough to get in that top 16 straight up. There's 4 or 5 of us all around those points, and we've got some pretty tough heats ahead of ourselves.
Speaking of tough heats, where are you starting? Mid-pack? Where are you at?
Starting at the back of this one, off 11 again, so it's a pretty tough competition up the front. So we'll, you know, hopefully get 3 or 4 places. We'll probably be pretty happy with that.
They call you the King of Cromwell here, so there must be some keys or some tricks that people need to know about how to run this track. What do you reckon?
Oh, there's definitely a few tricks in it, but that track's in good nick there tonight. There's a lane, high, low, anywhere you want to go at the moment, and I think it'll stay there tonight. There's plenty of moisture in it. Those guys done a great job on that track, and it'll come down to who's got the best car and the biggest balls.
So it looks like it's going to be a good night. This is Jason Scott, everybody. They call him the King of Cromwell. We're getting ready for the first heat. That's going to be happening for the New Zealand Sprint Car title. And this one is the big one. Michael Pickens is in it, and so is Buddy Cofoyd.
But coming out in front of us now is the first of them here tonight. It's the Lakeland Glass group against the Kiwi Kids group. And the Kiwi Kids group, interesting enough, former cricketer, great Nathan Astle, who is racing here tonight in the 10T car, along with his wife Kelly, have turned their commitments to family values into the Kiwi Kids preschool. And if you need to know anything about that, you need to hop down to the pits, because I know Nathan's going to be a busy man here tonight, but he is extremely passionate about this. And if you're interested in learning and in establishing an early learning centre, providing quality children care and families in and around Christchurch, this is a man to go and talk to. So great to see that Nathan Astle is on board with a Kiwi Kids preschool. Now, AJ, who are we going to see, and where are they going to stack up in this one?
Grid positions for heat number 10, the Civil Construction 49th New Zealand Sprint Car Championship, starting from grid number 1. The 75N car, that's Slammin' Sam O'Callaghan, starting on the outside of the front row. In the 21P car, it is Stephen Taylor. Inside row 2, grid 3, Jason Manson in the 7C, and the 42T of Colvin would have started from grid 4. He is a scratching. Grid number 5, the 15C of Steve Duff, and outside him the 54I car of Jason Pride. He's a Kiwi that lives over in Perth, originally from Invercargill. From grid number 7, the man of the moment, Buddy Cofoyd in the 8 USA car. Outside of him, in grid number 8, the 46E of Paddy North. Grid 9, Alicia McLaughlan in the 6N car, and outside of Alicia, Stuart Rose in the 42P. Back row, 87 Luke Keegan, and beside him in grid number 12, number 2 NZ, Michael Pickens.
AJ and I don't agree with it. There is a hole right there on the second row and outside. That's the rules as they come around turn number 3 and 4. They're going to hit that chalk box any second now. The green flag will drop. Oh, Taylor away quick. He was inside the box. I think he's got away with it as Sam O'Callaghan loses out that one as they head down now through into turn number 3 and 4. A little bit of a tangle there for Alicia as she went through turn number 2, but it's Taylor out in front, Slammin' Sam right behind him as they all head down to turn number 2.
Yeah, big battle starting to loom already. Michael Pickens down low, Buddy Cofoyd up high. Cofoyd right up against Pickens. He emerges from that one with his nose in front, but this race has got a long way to go. It's Stephen Taylor leading the way, O'Callaghan in second, Jason Pride in third, then we go back to Jason Manson in fourth, Steve Duff in fifth, Pickens in sixth, and in seventh it's Buddy Cofoyd. Big move by Pickens, starting to slice and dice.
Well, they have to as we watch a lot of smoke coming out of the 54 car of Pride. Could be just a little bit of oil in the exhaust. Great to see that Steve Duff has got that car dialed in again after that moment of, I bet, dread as he sees that. Another man who's trying to make some move is Luke Keegan from the 87 car. He's not having it all his own ways. He's stuck behind Paddy North. He needs to clear Paddy and start heading towards the front of this field as Taylor heads down into turn 1 and 2 and slams Sam O'Callaghan right behind him.
Yeah, Taylor, he's the man with the fresh air in his face, but the war is on behind. Big wheelie by Manson exiting turn 2. That battle between Pickens and Cofoyd is starting to unravel again. The young gun from the USA right on the tail of the Kiwi legend. Pickens, an 8-time New Zealand midget car champion, and he desperately wants to get the sprint car championship onto that CV for him. Taylor is running away with it. Is lap traffic going to become a factor in this one?
Well, we've got 7 down, and it'll be 8 as he comes across the stripe this time. There's not many to go, as we just saw Buddy have rub up against the wall as he went down in front of the crowd. And Pickens manages to slide past Manson as he heads down there. The young American's going to try it as he heads through turn number 2. Doesn't make it stick. Steve Duff also doing a great job. Keegan still stuck in there behind Paddy North, who's doing a great job. Lap traffic is straight up here. Rose has got Taylor behind him, allowing Sam O'Callaghan to catch up. Dives down through turn number 3. I guess Rose is going to know there's a few cars coming now.
Yeah, he will, and O'Callaghan makes the run for the high line. Now he's going to chop down low, but Rose does likewise. It is holding O'Callaghan up, but he was conceding.
at a bit of an advantage until they got into that traffic. Looking a little further back, Keegan is well and truly knotted up in it. White flag, 1 to go. Stephen Taylor down the back straight. He has got everything in front of him now with the checkered flag flying. Stephen Taylor takes the win. Second place goes to O'Callaghan. Third will be the 54 car of Pride. Then we go back to Pickens, Buddy Kofoid and Steve Duff rounding out the top 6.
Well, I've got to say, this track last night, ladies and gentlemen, it ran so beautifully. The track management team have done a great job, but I've got to say it is a huge hats off to them. They were here until 2 o'clock this morning, ripping this track up with 3 graders, putting as much water in as they thought they could get in there, and then laying the track back down. They've been here all day, just putting enough water on to get this track to run as fast as possible. And I can tell you right now, these drivers are only a 10th away from the lap record, which was set here by Jamie Duff earlier this year. He did a 13.41, and we can tell you now that Taylor did a 13.51. So I wouldn't be surprised if that record might just fall tonight, because there was 6 drivers, all in the sub-14s, and I've got to tell you, 4 of those drivers were all in the 13.5. So look out record. I think someone's going to take that away from Jamie Duff. If not, it won't be the Duff man himself tonight.
Okay, so with the driver of the 21P car, winner of the last heat, Stephen Taylor, that'd have been a good feeling for you after that one.
Yeah, decent run. We hadn't seen the place until yesterday, so just building. Track was pretty tacky, so actually didn't change anything. Just knew to get the momentum up and try practice the turn 1 and 2 entry and exit and just see how we ran. If I'd fell back, it would have been bad for my points, so I kind of had to win that one.
Car's looking pretty fast though. Where are you starting from your next heat?
I'm on grid 9, I think, so I should be able to make my way forward a few spots, just hopefully maximise our points tally and try be in that front 2 rows. Front 3's okay, but the front 2 is kind of where it all happens, you know.
It's looking pretty good for you so far, so good luck for the rest of the night.
Thanks. Hopefully we end up talking later.
Right, I'm here with the 75N, Sam O'Callaghan, second place in that heat. Must be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, pretty happy. You went off front, you obviously got to stay out there and bag those points when you got the opportunity, so yeah, pretty happy.
And how was the car out there on these changing conditions?
Yeah, setup was bang on there for that run. Just motor's a bit flat, so having a look now to see if we can see any obvious, but yeah, nice. It's all good.
Anything reading on the gauges inside the car in terms of that?
No, all pressure there and our heat's down, so it's just not really idling nicely and it sounds flat at top end, so yeah, not sure yet.
And how about, whereabouts did you start in that one?
Yeah, started off the front, off 1 there, so Stephen got away at the start, but we just followed him. I thought the lap traffic might have played in my hand a bit, but he snuck through at the right time and yeah.
Great. Any idea where you're starting for your last heat tonight?
Yeah, starting off 5, so hopefully go forward in that again and we should be top couple rows, I think.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm with Michael Pickens, everybody, driver of the 2NZ car. Michael, the car was looking really fast and comfortable. How did you feel?
Yeah, the car was good, like you said. We had good car speed. Yeah, that was obviously our rear grid start, so to come up to 4th was good points. We just got a next grid up is a good 3, and that's our last heat. So yeah, we just got to keep pushing, and yeah, nice to keep Buddy honest there, and he's obviously a hell of a talent. So yeah, our aim is to be number 1 at the end of the night. So far, so good.
That's a pretty good aim. We did say we'd try and leave you alone tonight, but if you keep driving like that, I might be down here all night. They're changing the track at the moment, throwing some water on there. Is that going to be a big deal for you?
No, I mean, they did the same thing last night. It's probably more just keeping the dust down than anything. I guess as you see the sun go down later, the track may come back, but yeah, we'll just wait and see.
We'll let you get ready, Michael, but that was a beautiful thing to watch. Congratulations.
Cool, thank you.
Here we go, would be from grid number 1, Matthew Levisage in the 78 car. And Levisage currently sitting 13th in the points, so he's got to get a big one into the books. Jamie McDonald in the 71A car from grid number 2. Grid number 3, the 28P of Tony Eulenberg, and outside of him, Caleb Bourne in the 59C. Inside of row 3, grid 5, Nathan Astle in the 10T car, and Mark Evans in the 98T will be beside him in grid 6. Grid 7, Sean Ashton in the 73C, and Rodney Wood, 2-time New Zealand sprint car champion in the 51M. He will start from grid number 8.
Fedu Taiwa in the 6T car from grid 9. Daniel Anderson in the 44T from 10. Jason Scott, 88T from 11. And Martin Harcourt in the 32C from grid number 12. So if you're new to Speedway, some of these track codes slightly confusing. A for Auckland, that's pretty obvious. P, Palmerston North. M, Mount Maunganui. C, Christchurch. N, Nelson. T, that's Cromwell.
I think we ran out of C's letters there, but yeah, as you say, and it was interesting that we see that Nathan Astle coming past us here in the 10T car. Talked to him before the racing last night. He's what they call a Cromwell contracted driver. You have to contract to a club. It's like putting your allegiance to that club. So if there is he's normally in Christchurch. So if there is a clash in an event run at Ruapuna, an event run here at Cromwell, Nathan can say, no, I'm not going to run in Christchurch, I'm going to run here in Cromwell. Strategically, he did that to get as much lap time here before this event. So very, very smart man, I would have to say there. Well, the development's all about to unleash right here, right now in the Civil Constructions 2019 Sprint Car Title Race. As we watch them come down through turn number 3 into turn number 4, the chalk box is there. And hope no one's going to jump too early as the green flag will drop. Oh, that was a close one, but they're underway all cleanly down into turn number 1 and 2. Had a little bit of trouble down there last night. Nathan Astle falling into the back of the pack, comes up against the back of Ashton. And it looks like it's the man from the back who's making a big move at the moment. He's up behind Wood right now, and that's Jason Scott as everybody fires down into turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, Jamie McDonald just starting to extend that advantage he's got over Levisage. Caleb Bourne sitting there in that third position, had a nightmare run last night, but he is coming good at the right time of the evening. Tony Eulenberg in the 28P, he sits there in 4th, behind him Mark Evans, Sean Ashton in 6th, but the battle is starting to wage. Look at Rodney Wood in the 51M car, just starting to run some very fast lines. Daniel Anderson, he's another that's making some ground up. Anderson, of course, runs here regularly.
Big hit.
Contact there between Anderson and Astle. Anderson emerges from that swamp, but the Astle car minus front wing, flat left front tyre.
Unbelievable how quickly it all unfolds. We're just saying how well the drivers are doing, and it looked like it was Daniel Anderson that got a little bit out of shape as he went down into turn number 1 through to turn number 2, slid up the track and ran clean over the front of the 10T car and removed that front wing. That's the second front wing that Nathan's lost this weekend. He had a bit of a moment down there in turn number 3 and 4. So unfortunate there that he will be out of this one. As we said, that rule came into play last night. If it is flat and off the car, even though you were on the track, that's unfortunately race over. As we said, the Mitre Speedway officials here are clamping down. They've got the rule book firmly in hand, and anything they decide goes. And it was said in the driver's briefing, if you are the prime cause, if you are the one that was out of control and caused the incident, you will have to drop back. And I'd say that's what's happening at the moment. Wood holding fast there. He's not going to let Daniel Anderson in. Daniel Anderson, he needs points, but looks like he's going to have to waltz all the way back to the back of the pack. And they will hear that via the in-ear radio system that these drivers have. Race Control can talk to any one of the competitors out there. As yes, there we see Harcourt go past, and Fetu, I think, will get the call up as well. So Daniel Anderson is going to have to fall back, potentially one more. So we're going to see the replay now as they head down there. Daniel Anderson slides up the track a little bit, didn't look too bad.
You know what, I think Anderson is actually on his line.
Well, yeah, it just drops out a camera shot. Yeah, as you said, it looks like he slid a bit of it. Well, it wasn't more than sort of a car length. So here we go. It's a bit of a long shot. Oh, that's a tough call. They should have probably let that one go and readdressed it after the race, AJ. It's a big call from the Mitre Speedway New Zealand officials.
Anderson had made up some good ground too. Heartbreak Hotel for the 44T car.
Green flag ready to drop on the restart here. They've all been told to behave, and that was very, very late as McDonald heads down into turn number 1, still has the lead, and it's Ashton that's trying to get round. He's managed to get past Mark Evans. He's doing a great job out there at the moment of the 98 car. Wood hard up into the wall just about in turn number 2. So they're trying to throw everything at this one. The points are on offer. They need them. Caleb Bourne, he needs points more than anybody here in the 59C car. Does a great job to hold on to third position.
Yeah, good run by Jason Scott. He's got by the Fowler Holmes machine driven by Rodney Wood. And in fact, Wood is now coming under huge pressure from Daniel Anderson. Anderson looks for the low run, couldn't make anything stick. Our race leader, Jamie McDonald, looking to grab the maximum that he can out of this one. Levisage in second, big, high, wide, and not quite so handsome through turns 1 and 2 for Caleb Bourne in the 59 car. Who sits there in third? Tony Eulenberg, 28p, running the wheels off that machine, the lean green racing machine. He sits in fourth, and fifth it's Ashton and Mark Evans in sixth.
Well, it's all on down there, and Daniel Anderson, he brings a car to will almost stop there in turn number 2. It's not the way he wanted it. Loses places, hand over fist. That's definitely not what he wants. 8 laps gone. We're down into the 13.5s again for some of these drivers. Caleb Bourne just starting to slip off those front 2 runners as 2 drivers drive away, but they're coming up to the lap traffic. Fetu Tawa will be the first one of the 6T car. We'll have to see how that plays into it. Although Levisage not quite on the back bumper of McDonald as they head through there now. So, way past the back markers already. Jason Scott still got Wood behind him, trying to get on the back of Mark Evans. Mark Evans firing a magic race here at the moment.
Yeah, Scotty, he's actually doing what he just needed to do. He needed to get through some traffic. He's going to hoover up a few extra points. Daniel Anderson, again, battling with the 32 car. He's managed to get himself clean of that. But here goes the checkered flag, the run home. Jamie McDonald takes out the win. Matthew Levisage second. Third spot will go to the 59 of Caleb Bourne. Tony Eulenberg, a solid outing by him into fourth. Ashton in fifth. Evans in sixth. Jason Scott seventh. Rodney Wood, he will have to settle for eighth. Ninth, Martin Harcourt. 10th, Daniel Anderson. Fetu Taiwa crosses the line in 11th. The DNF for Nathan Astle. But some of those drivers that are clearly desperate for the points are having to dig deep into the box of tricks. Every car they get past, every position they get closer to the front is a bonus for them.
Well, as you said, just talking to some of the officials here, but it looks like slamming Sam O'Callaghan in the 75 car is parked down here in the pit entry. The front cowling off that car at the moment, so obviously he had a bit of a problem. He didn't seem to say that there was any problem in the interview he had, but the car sitting down there at the moment, they're going to take it out. As we said, you can't start them down there, so you've got to give them a run out there on the circuit. And the officials have said, yes, you can do that. So we'll just have to see what Sam does out there.
Right, I'm here with Jamie McDonald, 71 all the way from Auckland, mate. You've come away with a win, some difficult conditions by the looks of it.
No, mate, it was awesome out there. These guys had that thing dialed in, and they just reckon we got the track record. So it felt pretty good, and I guess it was. I'm just trying to make up for my mistake last night. That really cost us a lot of points, and I didn't sleep too well last night, so we got to get our elbows up and get going.
Absolutely, a healthy dose of points heading into the next heat and the final, of course. Where are you starting for the next one?
The next one, we're off the back, so we've got to pass some cars and just try and get the best starting position we can in the feature and get to work.
Obviously, it was pretty dialed in out there. Are there any more adjustments you're going to be making to the car to make it better for the next heat?
Yeah, probably not a lot. Like it's we dialed it in a lot last night over those 3 heats, and obviously we've got a pretty good car now, so we'll just tune off that.
Alrighty, good stuff. There you go, 13.38, new lap record for Central Motor Speedway. Jamie McDonald, congratulations.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I just got to thank my sponsors, Koki, J.A. Russell, KBL Earth Movers, Kevin's down here, CRC, Marley, and a whole bunch of other, and my guys obviously for giving me a great car, fixing it from last night, and yeah, we just got to try and give them the result tonight.
Absolutely, thank you very much. Congratulations again.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Grid positions, heat number 12, the grid number 1 will be left vacant. That would have been Kyle Shearing. Out with a blown motor. That was the end of his weekend. So the front row will consist of grid number 2, Jamie Larson in the 82P. Larson sitting there in points, 5th equal going into tonight's show. Andy Erskine, the 91T on the inside of row number 2 from grid 3, and Daniel McKinnell in the 27i from grid 4. Grid 5, Connor Rangi, 57N,
Beside him, one of the other favourite South Island drivers, the Duff man, Jamie Duff in the 19C. Grid 7, Ross McKinnell in the 96I, Jaden Dodge. Hard charger. Keep your eyes on this guy. They've had some engine issues. They've managed to pop another one in for tonight's show. And Jaden Dodge in the 41T from grid number 8. Colin Entwistle, certainly one of the veterans of New Zealand sprint car racing, running the Scotty Gordon 21I. He will start from grid number 9, and Rayborn 95C from grid number 10. The back row, the flying farmer Matt Honeywell in the 64C from 11, and Matt Anderson in the 16T from 12. We do have one other scratching for the rest of the meeting, and that is Nathan Astle. So, yep, his weekend has come to a close. So we're starting to get more scratchings in a flea convention.
The chalk box is there. The green flag is up. Just waiting for all of this to unleash. Clear run for Andy in front of him as they all get away. Down they go, but it's Larson. Very, very quick last night. Duffman runs very high into turn number 2 and lets McKinnell through. Jaden Dodge, he's not going to give that chance up as he heads down into turn number 3 in the 3rd position. And he's already right on the back bar of McKinnell as they head across the stripe, but it's Larson pulling it out to about an 8-car lead. McKinnell then we're back to Dodge, back to Duff. Connor Rangi, he's in the mix as well as they head down towards turn at number 3.
Yeah, battle stations, you've got Larson, lonelier than a warm beer at a barbecue. He is way out in front. McKinnell in second. Jaden Dodge. There is only one way that this guy drives, and that is hard. And so he sits there in third. The Duff man in fourth. Connor Rangi just starting to inch his way towards Duff. Rangi sitting there in fifth. Here's a big move. The Hail Mary pass by Dodge didn't work for him. McKinnell hanging on by the skin of his teeth in that second spot. Now we've got Dodge trying the high line. It's mix and match stuff. Jamie Larson running away with this heat, number 12.
Yeah, 13.7 for Larson out there in the front. He's got plenty of fresh air and he's going to find the fastest line as he can. He's only going to have to come across the back of Ross McKinnell, but I'm not sure he's going to get there. He might do. Ross McKinnell just starting to pick up a little bit of pace as the other McKinnell heads up towards the wall in number 2. And it's Jaden Dodge that's going to have another lunge at him, but he just can't get that car hooked up. And if he's not careful, it's going to be Duff that's going to get down the inside of him, down towards turn number 1 and 2, but he gets it together. Connor Rangi, he's looking for a way past the Duffman. It's not an easy job, but he fires it down around the outside of Duffman down into turn number 3. Connor Rangi has got that car well and truly hooked up. Duffman comes back at him hard down towards turn number 1, but Connor Rangi shuts the door and said, I don't think so, pal. And Duff loses all momentum. And that's not the way you want to run there. Looks like Honeywell wanted a bit of a go there as well.
Yeah, Honeywell started right from the back of the grid, so he has muscled his way through to that. Look at McKinnell in the 27i car. He has survived plenty of challenges from Jaden Dodge. Jaden Dodge running every which way that he can, but McKinnell, he's sitting there in the best part of the racetrack. The car is as wide as a bus.
And I've got to say that Jamie Duff, mate, look at that car. He's having a whole lot of problems out there at the moment, going into turn 1 and 2. It's almost like he can't get the car turned down the track. Let's see how he goes this time. It's a little bit better. He was right round the outside of the wall, and Connor Rangi and the rest of the field are just pulling way in the front. Daniel McKinnell, an absolutely magic run as a white flag comes out. He's doing a great job to fire, to keep in front of a hard-charging Jaden Dodge.
Yeah, checkered flag time. Jamie Larson takes out a good solid win. Second place goes to Daniel McKinnell. The run for the line. Dodge in third, Rangi fourth, Duff fifth, Honeywell in that 6th spot. Andy Erskine 7th, Rayborn 8th, Entwistle 9th, Ross McKinnell 10th.
Oh, look, I'll have to say, AJ, there's a turn of fortunes for sure. Daniel McKinnell, what a magic run he's had in that heat right there. He kept in front of young Jaden Dodge, but the other one, mate, Rayborn, back down there in 8th position. Now, we're used to seeing him up the front, had a bit of a trouble last night. They got the car repaired. I hope it's up to maximum attack mode because he's going to need to gain as many points as he can to make it easy on himself. But there was one man there, by the looks of things, that was in the 13. It was a 13.68 by Larson. Then we're going to have to go all the way back down to the Duff man, who seemed to struggle there a little bit. But he managed to get in a 14.0. Then it's down to McKinnell with a 14.23, followed by Conarangi on a 14.28.
And when you get guys like Daniel McKinnell having a good run like that, other drivers will be saying, well, he's starting to flog the points that we need. You know, this is each man for his own. And so it's almost the spoiler thing that's starting to come into this, because no doubt about it, Jaden Dodge would have loved to have moved up into that second spot and challenge. Another stunning run by Conarangi to grab that 4th position.
So just while we're waiting for these sprint cars to head off the track, we're going to shoot back down to the pits and have another interview.
That's right, I'm down here with a 10T, Nathan Astle, mate. You're out. What's happened?
Oh, mate, we've got a bit of damage in the front end. I'm way down the order, so we'll just sit back and enjoy the rest of the meeting.
What happened out on track?
Daniel Anderson, I think, went in a little bit too hot and cleaned out my front end, so racing incident, but that's the way it goes.
Unfortunate to see you out this early, mate. Of course, beautiful conditions, great day to go to racing, and unfortunately you've got to watch it from the sideline.
Yeah, mate, no, it's great to be involved. Obviously, things haven't gone my way the last couple of days with that Speedway, but we'll be back for the next meeting. But as you said, we'll sit back and enjoy the racing for the rest of the night, because it's been bloody good racing.
Of course, and how about the people that have helped you this weekend, sponsors and crew, who are they?
I've got Bassick Transport's major sponsor, Kiwi Kids Preschool, and just Aaron, Landy, my boy Liam, and CT. They obviously help out, and you couldn't do it without your crew.
Well, it's tighter than a Scotsman's wallet, no doubt about that. Going into the final round, Buddy Kofoid sitting there on 43 points. He's our leader. Jamie Larson and Michael Pickens are tied on 41. Conarangi sitting there. He is next cab off the rank with 40. And then in 37, Matt Honeywell, Jason Pride, Jamie McDonald, Sam O'Callaghan, Jamie Duff, he's back on 36, Jaden Dodge and Matt Levisage, plus Luke Keegan on 35, and tied up in a great big knot there on 31. We've got Steve Duff, Stephen Taylor, Sean Ashton, and the 2 guys clinging to the life raft in that top 16 are Tony Eulenberg and Jason Scott. Just looking at the grid positions for this last round, this is key.
Everybody seems to be in position. The chalk box going down now. It's hard enough moving around on this track when you're just walking it, let alone run it. Doing a great job down there with the chalk box tonight. Civil Construction's Ute moves to the infield. It's going to be Rodney Wood. He's in charge of this one. It's always the outside of the front row who sets it. Taylor back there. He's got a bit of work to do. Keep an eye on Jason Scott. He knows this track very, very well. He's a promoter here at the Heavy Track Central Motor Speedway, doing the driving duties as well as they come up to the chalk box. Green flag is ready, and away they go. There was called a little bit late, but Wood makes a most of it as he heads down there. Fedu Tawa holds on to second position. It's going to be Paddy North. That looks like he's going to go past Fedu, and he moves into second. Slamming Sam O'Callaghan. He moves into third place. He's in front of Pickens, so we're going to have to see what happens there as Pickens is held up by Fedu. Jason Scott then the next to the best as they head down into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, very obvious at the 75 car. They've got that electrical problem sorted. So he is on the charge. Slamming Sam O'Callaghan sitting there in third spot, eager to get by Paddy North, because breathing down O'Callaghan's neck is Michael Pickens. Pickens now, there's that lap car of Paddy North between them. Rodney Wood, cometh the hour, cometh the man, making a big statement now. He desperately needs these points into the bank. O'Callaghan in second, Pickens third as the Harcourt car trundles to a stop at the end. J-Mac McDonald, he's starting to rocket his way into contention. He's into fifth. Behind him is Jason Scott, and then there's the 21 machine of Stephen Taylor. A big charge here from McDonald. He has got the tiger by the tail.
And Sam O'Callaghan fastest out there with a 13.6 to this track, staying in perfect condition for this racing as McDonald makes it look easy as he heads through 1 and 2. Paddy North holding up Taylor. This will give Jason Scott a bit of a run as Taylor had to get out of it. Scott gets in front of him. He's not going to like that. They all want the point, especially Jason Scott. He's going to hang on to that for as long as he can as he heads down into 1 and 2. Paddy North still in front, uses a bit of momentum through 2, but it's going to be Taylor who's going to have to do the work to get past Scott at the moment.
O'Callaghan, he's starting to extend that advantage that he's got over Pickens. Pickens, he is firmly in third spot. Jamie McDonald stuck in 4th spot. Paddy North in 5th. But look at this dockyard brawl going on between Jason Scott in the 88T and the 21 of Stephen Taylor. The lap's starting to run down. Lap traffic is going to come into contention. It's going to come into play. And Steve Duff, just bit of contact there. Round he went. Half a coat of paint in that one as Rodney Wood saw the gap. He went for it.
Well, I've got to say that was going to happen. I think Steve Duff was getting a little bit frustrated there behind Alicia, and that was a huge move. And if he wasn't going to get put to the back, I think he will now, because that was definitely the cause of that. Down well and truly across the pole line. It's a little bit hard to see where exactly it is down there into turn number 1 with plenty of mud on top of it. But he was well across that pole line and basically straight lined it up there and into the side of Alicia. She got away with it, and Duff a bit of a spin. It's as you said before, once you've got that 1NZ on the side of your car, it means probably more than anything to any of these drivers out there at the moment. Looks like we're going to get a restart this time. As you said, very, very slow from Wood, right up to the line, and away he goes. He's trying to do everything to keep O'Callaghan behind him. O'Callaghan makes the lunge, and it looks like he might have that a bit of a mistake going into turn number 2. Manages to keep it under control, keeps Pickens behind him. McDonald there as well, still in 4th position. Then we're going to go back to Scott, who's doing a great job to hold on to 5th at the moment. And it's Wood who starts to pull away. He's got 2, 3, 4 car lengths on it at the moment. O'Callaghan having a little bit of trouble. And it's Pickens who's going to jump at him down towards turn number 3.
Yeah, McDonald, he's starting to loom large in this battle there for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. It's J-Mac and 4th. Here comes Taylor, a big charge up the inside of Jason Scott. Sam O'Callaghan, white flag time, sits in 2nd. White flag, 1 to go. It's Rodney Wood leading the way. Sam O'Callaghan in 2nd. Pickens in 3rd. It's all on the table now. Round they come to take the checkered flag to salute the judge. It'll be Rodney Wood taking out the win. O'Callaghan a stunning run for 2nd. Pickens in 3rd. 4th is the 71 off McDonald. 5th the 88. A good run by the king of Cromwell, Jason Scott. Behind him the 21 of Taylor. 46 Paddy North. 6 Alicia McLaughlan. The 28P of Eulenberg, Steve Duff Jr. in the 15, rounding out the field, Vedu Taiwa. But again, there are drivers that just know exactly what they've got to do, and all that hard work that went into the pits with the 75 team, they found the needle in the electrical haystack, and a stunning run by O'Callaghan to grab that 2nd spot. He started behind Michael Pickens, remember that, but it was a messy start.
Well, we just see that McDonald's car there, he pulled off very, very quickly after that finish. Went down through turn 1 and 2 and went straight to the infield and is getting a helping hand off the track. So again, that may be a case of a bit of a blocked radiator, needed to get that finish, but certainly didn't want to do any more to the car and switched it off particularly quickly. These all-aluminium engines like a bit of heat, but he's selling the push truck. Come on, get me across that track as fast as you can.
So Rodney Wood, congratulations, back in the winning circle. You'll be feeling very comfortable after that.
Yeah, good. A heat before, we just got stuck in traffic, really. Everywhere I went, somebody else went, and just nice to get out and get some rhythm and doing your own thing, you know. So, yeah, good.
Yeah, the sun seems to be pretty hot and doing the damage out there on the track, but how's it feeling out there?
Yeah, track's all right. It's good. It's probably been about one lane all night, a little bit hard for everybody to pass, but and like in my second heat, you moved out to try and get a pass somewhere and you lost a spot. So, yeah, good to bank some points in that one because we're down the ranks a little bit.
One thing everybody knows, even if you're down the ranks, though, is a very fast Rodney Wood here at Cromwell is very hard to beat. So the final's coming up very soon. You'll be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, the car's good. The boys have worked really hard this weekend to do what we did last night. We had everything from the firewall got removed and put back in again to make it out for the 3rd heat. So that was a massive effort by these guys. And, you know, we were under the pump, all sorts of stuff broken, all sorts of stuff didn't go away. Fixed that, even got back to our house we're staying at last night and the water tap blew out and was pouring water out everywhere to fix that at like 12:30. And then we've worked all day today, so these guys have worked really hard.
It's been a long night for the Wood teams, but they're back where they need to be after a win in that last heat. So congratulations and good luck for the rest of the evening.
Cool, thank you.
The BRT
number 87 sprint car, Luke Keegan. He does start from grid number 1. From grid number 2, 57 Ian Connor Rangi. From grid 3, we've got the 42P of Stuart Rose. And grid 4, the 27I of Daniel McKinnell. Matt Anderson in the 16T from 5, Jason Manson in the 7C from 6. Inside of row number 4, the 91T of Andy Erskine from grid number 7. Grid 8 will be vacant. That would have been Nigel Colvin. Grid number 9, it's the Duff man, Jamie Duff. Outside of him, from grid number 10, 8 USA, Buddy Kofoid. Grid 11, Jaden Dodge in the 41T and Jason Pride in the 54I from grid number 12. When you look at that, it is stacked at the back of the field. These guys are there or thereabouts, and every point is just so critical for them to move them up that starting grid for that feature race. Remember, Kofoid, just a couple of points advantage going into this round over Larson.
Right in front of Buddy. So whether that's an advantage, we'll have to wait and see as they come round towards the chalk box now. Green flag is waiting. Who's going to get the bragging rights as they head away now? And it's Luke Keegan, who had a great jump on the Magan Turbo car as he heads down there. But it's Connor Rangi right round the outside. And immediately he's 4, 5, 6 car lengths out in front. The other driver who had a magic run last time in the form of Daniel McKinnell is doing a great job in third at the moment as they head down towards turn number 1 and 2. But it's Connor Rangi who's taken this one away.
Yeah, Kofoid, he's moved up into 5th position, but the Duff man right hot on his tail and coming into the equation there. The hard-charging Jaden Dodge. It's Rangi leading the way, and he is getting a big points haul potentially headed his way. With in second spot, Luke Keegan.
Yeah, Luke Keegan has got it all to do. Connor Rangi out on the front, brings it in at a 13.5. He's well on the paces. Daniel McKinnell, it's a big moment, and Buddy rides the back of that car. So is it going to be a problem for the American to do any damage? We'll have to try and see. McKinnell lost momentum.
Front end damage for Duff.
Oh, front end damage for Duff. That's not what he wants to see. That car, the left-hand front, it'll be a shock problem. Is he going to try to keep that car going? It probably will handle. Another driver that looks like he's having problem. Could it be that Manson is also having trouble? As they head down there now, the young American might have just got away with that. He rode it hard up the back of McKinnell, but he's done well to pass him down there into turn number 3 through to turn number 4. It is all on here.
Duff to the infield. That's a big blow there for the Duff man.
That looks some sizable damage to the front of that car. Hopefully it's not chassis, but we'll just have to wait and see. As we see Pride, he had a bit of a moment down there into turn number 2 as well. But the man of the moment, it's Connor Rangi out in the front by a long shot. Back to Keegan, then back to the young American who is now up into 3rd position.
Yeah, some of this has played right into Kofoid's hands. Stick a fork in that one, I think she's cooked. The 7C of Manson to the infield.
Well, he looked like he was having problems a couple of laps ago, but that's a big one. We may even see the yellows come out here if they can't move that car. We're only 9 laps into this one. We'll have to see what the officials say. If it's on fire, there's a trouble, and yes, it's yellows. So everybody is going to have to cool it down. And by jeepers, it was hotting up for sure. But look at that car, the 19C entry sitting there. As we said, there's a lot of sacrificial parts on these cars that if it has a whack, hopefully that will break and not damage the chassis.
Yeah, it looks like the front torsion has basically come out of the 19C car just from this vantage point. The left front torsion bar hanging out the Duff man. That was hard contact.
Yeah, missed the event. It was down there, I think, in turn 3 and 4 where the sun is shining in our eyes at the moment. So we're just going to see if we can pull up a bit of a replay on that one to see what happened to the Duff. As we see Matt Anderson heading over there now, having a look. Here we go. It's up on the screen as they fire through down there. And here's Buddy Kofoid, rides the back of McKinnell. That was huge problem. And here we see Duff. What happens here as he heads round the outside of Manson down in towards 3 and 4. I think that just happened all on his own as he turned it into turn number 3 down there. Didn't seem to be any contact with anybody. So, wow, Buddy Cofort's so lucky, AJ.
Yeah, he's getting lots of exercise, pushing his luck with that one. Of course, the lap cars do stay in the traffic, so Andy Erskine, he is the meat in the sandwich. Conarangi in the 57N, he will lead them around. That 91 of Andy Erskine, he is a lap down. Then we've got the 87 of Luke Keegan. He is in second spot. We go green again. Laps counting down quickly through turn 1, turn 2. Keegan has moved up. Here's Cofoid. He's sitting there in third spot, and he is on the charge. But boy, he has got some work in front of him. Conarangi in the 57 car, he leads away. Keegan, notice they're just starting to move up the racetrack, looking for some dirt. In fourth spot, we've got the 41 of Jaden Dodge. He has got that lap car of Andy Erskine to get by.
Yeah, looks like Buddy Cofort's just trying to hook it up now and see what he can produce out there. As a lot like Conarangi just about came in contact in the turn number 2, but manages to keep it clean as a white flag comes out now. There's only a few corners to go before this one's all sorted out, and Buddy makes a huge move as Keegan heads up into the wall at 2. Just about climbs it, manages to keep it under control, but loses that place to Buddy. He's going to love those points as we watch the fast and furious Conarangi come across in first position. He will be as happy, but Buddy Cofort, he did a great job to keep it clean in second. Keegan just went too wide into turn number 1 and was lucky not to climb and tip it over in turn number 2. So the points haul from that one, it's going to be good for some and not so good for others, and possibly a couple of retirements. We'll have to wait and see what's happened to Mason's car down there. I think the timing's all out. So we'll just have to wait for the timing screen to readdress itself. The track's still very fast, AJ. We've got a couple of 13.5s and 13.6s out there at the moment, so...
Yeah, as they crossed the line in fifth spot was Daniel McKinnell. Look at the showing that he has put up this weekend.
Well, he certainly needed the points. He was down there in about 31st position, but all those points will help. Some of those drives in the previous race, as you say, will be ruining the fact that they didn't get a better run as the cars head off the track now.
That's right, I'm here with a 57 in Conarangi, winner of the last heat for the New Zealand Sprint Car title. Mate, awesome conditions out there.
Yeah, no, track's pretty awesome, eh? Car was so much better in that race. We struggled a little bit in the first one. We lost brakes early in the race, so that made things a lot harder, but the crew got it absolutely dialed for that one, so wrapped.
How does it feel to come down from Nelson and beat some of these guys at their own game, at their home track?
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome, eh? The calibre of drivers here is massive this weekend, and to beat some of the big names and the guys you look up to is unreal, really.
Good stuff, and of course you've got some fantastic sponsors on the car here. We can see Collision Centre, mate, and your massive crew around you that have helped you get out there and do some fantastic racing. Who are they?
Massive thanks to the Collision Centre, Vertex Lubricants, Complete Automotive, 5 Shy Forklifts, Edge Parts Performance, Cromwell Motel, Dad and all the crew. Massive effort this weekend. Thanks to everyone that helps.
Great, thanks for your time. Best of luck for the next one.
Cool, thank you.
So Jason, Scott, we're going to talk to you about something a little bit different, not the racing obviously, but the promotion of the place. So how do you think it's going with this 49th national running?
Yeah, no, great event. It's got to be one of the best sprint car shows for a national title yet, I think. You know, the weather's great, crowd's great. You know, we've got that extra entertainment, some burnouts, a bit of music up in the band, and a great night. Everybody's enjoying it on the bank, and I don't think we can do much better.
It's good to see a huge crowd here too into this natural amphitheatre that it is. It's a unique gem old Cromwell Raceway, so tell us a little bit more about it. How long has it been going for?
Yeah, well, it's 35 years, I think Cromwell's been going, but, you know, I started here about 10, 11 years ago, and there was like 6, 7 cars in those days, and it's just growing, and you know, the committee, great committee, and great drivers. I don't think there's been any protest out of all these races tonight, and a good track. You know, the guys that put their ears into this track, you look at it tonight, hardly any dust for all those cars out there, and, you know, that's what the show's all about, and I think we're running ahead of schedule for a change, which is bloody good, you know, so...
And it's good to see you got a great team behind you. All the volunteers, they seem to be doing a fantastic job out there. So it's always good when you've got a good team behind you.
Yeah, like, you know, I couldn't name them all. You know, they're just all, you know, digging in and getting the jobs done. And, you know, like we're only a wee committee and a wee town, and we're pulling it off, and it's pretty good.
Well, congratulations from an Aucklander. We've been loving it down here and we're enjoying the show.
Yeah, no, I hope you enjoy that weather. It's good, isn't it? Thank you.
Well, I'm here with Buddy at the moment. Everybody's pretty much adopted you by what I can tell. So how are you feeling after that last race? Looks like you got back in the swing of things.
Yeah, no, I don't really think we were ever out of the swing of things. Just the previous heat race is just pretty much hammer down, wide open, just really fast. So everyone's kind of equal, honestly. Where we've got a really good setup for the slick track, and we're able to go 10th a second. So yeah, just hats off to Doug and Dan. We got a good setup right now, so we're just tweaking on things a little bit. So I'm not sure where we're at in points, but I feel like we're pretty high up. So we've had a good couple days. So hopefully we can end the weekend well.
Yeah, tell me about the track. What do you think it's doing out there?
Well, it's slicking off, and it's just going to continue to slick off. If anything, it may stay roughly about where it is, but it's not going to change a whole lot.
I'm getting told that you're first on points at the moment, just 1 point difference between you and Jamie Larson, so you'll be feeling good about going into the final for that.
Yeah, no, I feel really good. Definitely starting on the front's always key, and starting as far forward as you can help you win, and starting next to someone like Jamie is a really good driver. So gotten to start next to him before and raced with him before, so I feel confident that we can hopefully get a good start. But yeah, man, it'd be cool. Take home the 1NZ, but got 25 laps to do it, so we'll see how it goes.
Speaking about taking home the 1NZ, are you looking forward to going to the airport on Monday?
Nah, I'm dreading it. If my parents are watching, I don't want to go home. But it's been a great trip, and I've met lots of new people, made great friends, and had a really good time racing, and have had good success. So yeah, it's definitely been worth it. So I'd definitely like to come back, but we have 11 months to decide.
If you do take the 1NZ, you'd have to be coming back. Do you think you'll visit some of the tracks in the North Island, like Bay Park, and of course Palmerston North, and of course the renowned Western Spring Speedway?
Yeah, I'd like to think so, but it's hard to say, as we haven't even talked about the possibility of racing next year. So we're just still focused on what we're doing right now with the current race, and if push comes to shove, I think Dan would definitely be up for going up to the north, as I think he's done it before. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, good luck for the rest of the night, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Hope to be talking to you guys later.
Okay, Jamie, so what's happening with the car at the moment? Just let us know.
So we knocked the front end out. Boys have thrown the front end in it. A bit of chassis damage to it as well, so we've sort of patched that up. We've got binding in the rear end, serious issues there we've had all weekend, so we're just chasing that as well. It's a bit of a nightmare, but we'll carry on through.
Cool, so we'll see you out there, though?
Yeah, we'll be out charging.
So Jamie Duff, obviously the crew down here in the pits are doing all the hard work to get the car out there. Don't forget, Jamie Duff, everybody, always been fast, and he knows how to finish out on the podium. Former national champion here, so he knows how to win it as well. Good luck, Jamie.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, with the driver, the 87C, that is Luke Keegan. You're looking pretty fast in that last heat. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, we've had the car decent tonight, not quite as good as last night, but we've got some issues with the brakes at the moment. But yeah, apart from that, we're looking pretty good.
Cool, so we'll get those issues fixed and you'll be back out there though?
Yeah, we've sort of beat the brakes up and done what we can. Just the pedal went soft a couple of times and almost got us in the fence, but we've managed to save it. So yeah, hopefully we'll get it sorted and get out there.
Awesome. Any plans for the final, you reckon?
Go forward, mate.
How's your confidence after that last bit?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to probably qualify as quite as good. We're hoping to get the first 3 rows, and then now we're going to be sort of 4th, 5th row. But I think we've got a good car, and we're just going to move forward and hope some shit happens in front of us and we can avoid it.
Well, good luck for the rest of the evening, and hope to see you later on.
Awesome, thanks guys.
Okay, so I'm with Alicia McLaughlan down here in the pit. She's got a big smile on her face. She could be a part-time model, though, how quickly she changes. Alicia, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know if we're through to the main yet, so we'll wait and see after this heat.
Even if you're through to the B main, you're still a pretty quick racer, so any chances could happen.
Bloody oath, I'll give it a good crack if I am.
Well, good luck for tonight, Alicia. You've been a wonderful driver to watch out on that track.
Thanks very much, much appreciated.
Outside him, another Invercargill registered car, Ross McKinnell in the 96i. Grid number 7, inside of row number 4, Matt Honeywell in the 64C. Interesting to see if he can continue drag-netting in those points. Outside of him would have been Nathan Astle. He is now a scratching. Grid number 9, Matt Levisage in the 78C car. Outside of him is Mark Evans, 98T. The back row, we have a scratching from grid 11. That would have been Kyle Shearing. Outside of him, 73, Sean Ashton will start in the back seat of the bus, in the dicky seat.
Be interesting to see how this one goes. It's a fairly quick pace as they come round towards the green flag now. They're all building up with excitement and momentum, and it's away and off and racing down into the first corner. It's kept clean. Everybody's trying to find the right position. Daniel Anderson is in a bit of a sandwich there, falls back into 4th position, but he manages to keep it clean, although he goes wide into 3 and touches a wall. Can he get the position back? That's where plenty of the grip is at the moment, but it's Ray Bourne out of the front. Caleb Bourne comes next, and it is all in for everyone here at the moment.
Yeah, Colin Entwistle, good manoeuvre by Entwistle moving up from grid 5. He's sitting there in 3rd position. Jamie Larson in 4th, behind Larson, the 44T of Daniel Anderson and Matt Honeywell starting to make some moves, but the Flying Farmer won't be happy unless he gets into the double-figure points haul, because realistically that's what he needs to be right near the front. Ray Bourne putting outside any doubt for that race car. They did have a big crash last night, and he will be happy as a sandboy with how the 95 car's going. Caleb Bourne in 2nd, Entwistle still in 3rd, and Larson at this stage has no answer for them.
Well, I've got to say, it's a very fast track that's coming to these cars at the moment. Everybody is in the sub-15s, down to a 14.3 there by Caleb Bourne. So the track's there, the cars are there. That's all up to them to make it happen as they come round into turn 1 and 2, back down to turn number 3. Ray Bourne looking fast and racy at the moment. Hopefully he can keep it that way. That's lap number 6 gone.
Yeah, big run by Larson. He's moved up into 3rd. Continues to keep gathering up those valuable points. Entwistle back in 4th, Anderson in 5th. Just notice how Daniel Anderson really keen to make the high line start working for him. Cromwell is very much a momentum track, and he has got the rubber band well and truly wound up. Moves the 44 car up into 4th, Entwistle back in 5th, Honeywell languishing somewhat in 6th, and behind him it's Levisage in the 78.
Well, the times just keep getting quicker. There's 2 drivers that have just dropped into sub-14. Larson a 13.9. Anderson a 13.7. He has got it well and truly formed up here. He knows this place well, and he's got the line truly sorted. So we're just going to have to see how he manages to climb up that ladder for those magic points.
Yeah, Jamie Larson now, look how he is creeping right up there. He's on the tail of the 59 car of Caleb Bourne, running a great line here in the Capity Cars Spike chassis machine. But Ray Bourne, one of the true veterans and a real trier of sprint car racing. White flag, one more to go for Racing Ray Bourne. Caleb Bourne in 2nd, Larson desperate just to get one more point into the bank, and it looked like he may well do that as he shuffles Caleb Bourne back into 3rd. Checkered flag time, our race winner Ray Bourne in the 95 car. Jamie Larson car 82p, he finishes 2nd. 3rd was the 95 of Caleb Bourne. Daniel Anderson, a good run there by Anderson into 4th. Colin Entwistle in the 21i, he moves into that 5th spot. Honeywell in 6th. In 7th it was Matthew Levisage in the 78. Mark Evans in the 98, he was 8th. Ashton in the 9 car was 9th. And Ross McKinnell in the 96i, he crossed the line in 10th, and that was the final heat for this, the 49th New Zealand Sprint Car Championship presented by Civil Construction.
Well, it's not far now, folks. All of the placings are going to be put into the magic computer. The timing team next door to us here will go into full swing mode to see if they can work out who the 16 drivers will be that will be promoted to the feature race tonight for the 25 laps, and all the other drivers will have to foot it one more time in the B main. It's not going to be far between drinks here at the moment. For some of these drivers, it's a chance to get off the track as fast as they can and get anything sorted out they think they need to be the ones who will make it progression through to that feature later on tonight.
Right here with a 95C, Ray Bourne, mate, great to get a win.
Yeah, and I'm pretty happy with that. We got here yesterday and looked at the grids, and me and Boy were off the front row in the last race, and we've been talking about it all weekend, so it's good to show the young fella the old boy still got it over him, so it's good.
That's good, mate. Of course, after your tumble last night, you've obviously managed to get the car dialed in, and it's working well for you.
Yeah, no, I was a bit gutted about last night because we were good early and then we had that rollover and I misread the track in the first heat and it was way slicker than we thought and we just were miles away. But no, we're back up to speed, but we'll just have to see how we go. It's a long way from the back of the feature and there's lots of good guys up front, so we'll just bide our time and see how it goes.
Absolutely, and almost a bit of a better battle with your boy Caleb there as well.
Oh, definitely. That's probably the highlight of my weekend, getting to race with my boy. We're pretty bloody lucky. We get to race with each other every Saturday night and we love it. It's great, you know.
Of course, you couldn't do it without all your sponsors, mate. Who looks after you?
Yeah, I'd like to say big thanks to Alan from Avon Insurance Brokers. He owns my car and he supports me, go good or bad or otherwise. He's always in behind me and he's always got a smile on his face and he's great. Yep.
Great. Thank you very much for your time. Great to see you getting the winners of the chicken flag once again.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cheers.
Remember, the first 4 do qualify for tonight's sprint car feature, which is the Civil Construction New Zealand Sprint Car Championship, the 49th edition of this great event.
Well, everybody's getting truly excited out there at the moment. We're seeing on the camera some Duff fans out there. Jamie Duff has got a good following down here in Cromwell, spends plenty of time racing with the Duff team here. As now they all start to slow a little bit. It's not a bad pace. We've seen some slow starts tonight. 15 laps. Green flag's ready and green flag's off. Who's going to get the best run down to the first corner? It's Astle. It's done it very, very well. Although he slides out wide into turn number 2. Nearly lost that position. Daniel Anderson slots himself into third as they head down through 3 and 4. I think it's Duff that's come out the loser in that one. He's fallen back a few as they head down to turn number 1 and 2, AJ.
Yeah, Duff's been spat out like a duck cheek. Daniel Anderson, more contact. He found a gap that was barely there. Daniel Anderson, he moves the 44 car to the third spot. The guy hanging on to the life raft, holding that bubble position is the 27. Big wheelie from McKinnell, and that may have undone his chances. It left the door wide open for the 59 car of Caleb Bourne. The front 4. These guys at this stage have got one more life in it. The 73 of Ashton, 28 Tony Eulenberg, making a big move. The 44 of Daniel Anderson, he will leave nothing on the plate, and the 59 of Caleb Bourne.
Yeah, and the fastest man out there, Daniel Anderson, with a 13.9, is now being held up, I think, a little bit as he heads high. That's where the grip is. He likes it up there as he fires it down. Can he get down the inside of Eulenberg as he gets down there? Yes, he does. A great move there by Daniel Anderson to pick up second position. He is now going to be on the charge to get on the back of Ashton and pull this one off in first position. That's going to be lap number 6 down as these drivers start to get pretty serious. It's only going to be another couple and they're going to come into a little bit of the lap traffic. But it's Caleb Bourne who's managing to hold on to that 4th spot at the moment. Although I think it's going to be Daniel McKinnell, who's had a great run tonight, that's going to want that one back as soon as he possibly can. Oh, it's smoke! Smoke coming out of that car. It could be terminal as Caleb Bourne slows and heads to the centre. I would say, JJ, that is night out for him.
Yeah, the Coomera is cooked, and that is played back into the hands of McKinnell. Steve Duff just starting to haul McKinnell in. So McKinnell, they often say, don't worry what's behind you. Tell that to Daniel McKinnell because he has got Steve Duff right on his bumper. The lap traffic, is this going to be a race changer? We're on the 10th lap next time they go by. Sean Ashton, Daniel Anderson, Tony Eulenberg and Daniel McKinnell.
Well, it's Steve Duff with a 13.5 fastest car out there and is only a couple of laps behind. He knows what he's got to do. He can see it right there in front of him. And it's Daniel Anderson who starts to pull a gap away with Ashton right in front of him as they come up on the back of that lap tracket. It's going to be Paddy North. It's going to be Ross McKinnell. They're the ones that can change this race as they head through turn number 2. They're going to have to do it cleanly. You don't want any contact here. Ashton goes right round the outside of the 2 cars. Can he get it to stick? He's got Ross McKinnell to go, and he's got Daniel Anderson following him through past Paddy North. Ashton's managed to clear Ross McKinnell. It's going to be the job of Daniel Anderson next.
Look at the challenge there for that 4th qualifying spot. Tony Eulenberg in 3rd. 4th is Daniel McKinnell, and in 5th it's Steve Duff. Duff drew right beside McKinnell earlier on. It didn't work for him. Here we go. Oh, we gone yellow. Fedu Tyre, we're in the ITM 6.
Well, that's going to go back one, because I tell you that I think Daniel McKinnell had just about made that move for third position as they went down into turn number 1 and the yellow lights came on. We'll have to see exactly where that happened. He has dropped back. So he come round now, starting to line up. Ferutara underway again. This ain't going to take long. The chalk goes down.
Big challenge ahead for Steve Duff. He is the fastest car on the track, but he's got to get by Daniel McKinnell. How costly may that wheelie down the back chute by McKinnell early in the race, how costly may that prove to be?
There's a bit of a contention in the running of this one, I'll tell you that much, because a few of the drivers not obviously not happy where they're going to be. Those in-ear radios will be going flat out to try to get this one sorted out. And it's again just that quiet before it's all unleashed. Here we go, green flag is ready. Ashton to lead them off. Who's going to jump first? He's done a great job. It's 3-4 wide as they head down to turn number 1. Are they going to get through cleanly? Daniel Anderson, look at that from Stephen Duff. What a great job. Daniel Anderson has gone back. He is now back in 4th position. He's got McKinnell coming at him hard. Daniel Anderson, he ain't going to like that. He's not going to be there for long, AJ.
No, he's got the elbows up, our race leader. Sean Ashton, Steve Duff in 2nd. In 3rd, it's Daniel Anderson. Daniel McKinnell struck problems. He's lost some momentum. 1 lap to go in the B main. It is Sean Ashton in the 73 car. Steve Duff in 2nd in the 15. 44 Daniel Anderson and the 28 of Tony Eulenberg. They will be the transferees. They've got the ticket to the big dance tonight. The 49th New Zealand Sprint Car Championship presented by Civil Construction.
Well, you've got to say that if you're going to rule a decision, that's Daniel McKinnell, ladies and gentlemen. As we said, it's an impressive wheelie, but he popped it a little early. Made a couple of very small mistakes. It doesn't take much to get a car length offline here, and it all goes out the window net. We saw that restart. My heart jumped a couple of beats when I saw Daniel Anderson not where I thought he was going to be. And all of a sudden there was the 15C of Steve Duff Jr. What a comeback from that young man in that B main.
Right, apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm down here with senior official for Mitre Speedway New Zealand for this weekend, New Zealand Sprint Car title, Mike Glover. Mike, how's the driving been this weekend? How are the drivers going?
Look, it's gone. Actually, to be fair, it's gone very well both nights so far. The B main was very easy tonight. It was really a pleasure to see that one go around without really any incidents. I guess the pressure comes on with the A main when we've got 20 cars, 25 laps, and a tough track.
Absolutely. And how about the crew behind you? Because, you know, there's a lot of people around here in red shirts. There's a lot that these people do around here, your runners and everyone, your reps and all those guys that help keep the show running behind the scenes.
Sure, look, it's a real team effort. Without the grade reps, the runners, people like Mel Parsons, Brent Adams, Brent Tompkins, Wayne up there with me, and Alistair Kelso on the radio. Look, without those guys, it just doesn't happen. You just can't do it on your own.
Absolutely, it's not a one-man band. Now, I hear you're not the worst senior official, but you're in the top 2. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I hear Aaron Drever was once an official, and he is the worst.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time, Mike, and hopefully all goes well for the rest of the night.
Thanks. Cheers, guys.
Okay, so I'm here with the one and only, the voice of the Springs, Aaron Drever. Aaron, you've been checking out the competition tonight. This is the 49th running of the National Sprint Car title. You have been seeing a few titles yourself, so tell us what you've been seeing.
Well, I tell you what, it's a great, first of all, it's a great atmosphere here. First time I've been down to Cromwell Speedway, and the club have put on a great show. I can't tell you, that American Buddy Kofoid, very fast, very smooth. Michael Pickens, I'm an Aucklander, so I'm going to have to back him, aren't I? But Connor Rangi, Jaden Dodge, some of these guys that we might not be used to seeing up in the North Island, putting on one hell of a show.
Now, the South Island guys have the War of the Wings competition, of course, so that's lifted up the competition. What do you think between the North and the South, how everything's going now with the New Zealand Sprint Cars?
Well, they say that a track like Cromwell is a bit of a leveller, and I think you've seen that with Michael Pickens. Came down yesterday, struggled a bit. Also, we had a problem with Jamie McDonald as well, also struggled a bit, but they're going to be there at the pointy end. Perhaps it's time that the North Island boys got together and maybe copied what the South Island are doing, and maybe we need our own version of the War of the Wings to try and see if we can get sprint cars alive and kicking throughout the North Island.
And before we let you go there, Aaron, you know you are the man of knowledge, so just give us a rundown. What do you think, top 5 at least?
I think the top 5 in no particular order, Michael Pickens, Jamie Larson, Buddy Kovoid, obviously. Connor Rangi, I think, is in with a chance. And I think young Jaden Dodge could surprise a few people.
There you go, you've heard it from the south, and you've heard it from him himself, the voice of the Springs, everybody, the man with all the knowledge. It is Mr. Aaron Drevers. Good to have you in the crowd.
Thanks very much.
Once these cars start circulating at speed, those wings generate a whole lot of messy air. That's where you see the cars out in the front get away, AJ, and it won't take long as we watch them now line up 4 wide for their grand parade.
Yeah, so let's grab those cell phones out of your pocket, get the lights shining, let's light up the Cromwell Speedway, the 4 wide salute.
Welcome to the main event.
What a great sight this is down here. Cromwell has turned it on in spades for this event. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the way. Show your appreciation. Get on your feet. Get your hands together.
Wave the phones around. It's looking good. It's where most of our power's generated. We might as well use the battery version of it.
So we're not far away. I'll tell you what, if they're not excited on those cars, we are up here in the commentary position. Getting up on our tippy toes and moving around as much as we can, AJ. This is all about to happen.
It is, the hearts are pumping, the adrenaline is thumping. Oh, look at it, what a spectacle. Get to the front edge of your seat, folks. It is one of the greatest sights in speedway racing. They are the kings of speedway, the kings of the clay, the lords of the ring.
Now, it's interesting for AJ, you mentioned that it is up to Buddy Kofoid to decide whether he wanted to start, and he has chosen to start on the outside, not the inside. Strategic or psychological?
Probably a little bit of both. He will know that Connor Rangi is very fast on the top side of the racetrack. Kofoid will know that. He's got some very experienced guys down there in his pit area. Doug Roots, and he is just a mastermind of sprint cars. Comes down from Canada, up, also operates out of the Washington State area, helps Daniel Anderson. He was instrumental in getting Buddy Kofoid down here. He is as smart as they come.
Well, this might be the smartness that you need, and as we said earlier on yesterday and probably tonight, when you finished one of these races and there's another heat going on, you don't go back to your trailer and have a coffee. You stand on the fence, you watch your competitors, you try to pick their weaknesses, because when you're out there, that sort of intel is absolutely priceless. As we see the civil constructions loot make its way to the infield can only mean one thing, folks. We're only but 2 corners away from a start. The chalk box is down, the green flag is up. Everybody's got to behave on the start. You don't want to be relegated at this time of the night. Who's it going to be to get to the corner first? And away they go. Buddy Kofoid straight into it, foot to the floor. He's done what he needed to do. And Pickens gets into second place as Connor Rangi gets pushed out wide. Larson, he's in there. He wants that 3rd position. Everybody through the first 2 corners, A-OK. Look at that American, AJ. He is gone.
He's gone. He's running away from Daniel Anderson. He's got a long job in front of him. Matt Honeywell. Here we go. Here's the first bit of drama.
And it's all happened down there in turn number 2. We've got 4 cars into it. The yellows will come on pretty quickly.
Rodney Wood, Jason Pride. You can see them in there.
Looks like it's Keegan as well.
Yeah, Luke Keegan's knotted up in it. And Matthew Levisage is it.
Wow, it all started to unfold. It was a 54 car potentially that started going sideways. And when you can imagine you're trying to look through a whole lot of wings in front of you, it's hard to see what's happening. Levisage been pushed back. He may have just stopped in time. Here we go on the replay. As we watch him come through here. Looking to see how it all unfolds. Up Honeywell, hard into the wall. In that replay, that's not where you want to be.
No, he lost a number of spots.
Here we go now, watching Sam O'Callaghan go through that turn number 2. It's all about to happen. Oh, no, there was a bit of a touch there. I think it was McDonald that had a touch that the Levisage had nowhere to go. Just touched the back of the car, put him sideways.
It's Jason Pride.
there sideways on contact with McDonald. One telling thing that happened so early in that race was the aggression of Michael Pickens at the start. For Pickens, this is attack, attack, attack again.
And that's what you need to be. You're not out there to make friends. You've got plenty of those. It's time to do what you can too. Buddy Coforth picked that so well to start on the outside. As you said, he knew what Conorangi was going to do. Now, as they come past, green flag is up. You've got to behave, but as soon as that green flag goes down, you can get out of line and charge forwards. They're across the pole line and Buddy is away. There's a few cars that stepped out. Taylor doing a great job getting around Jaden Dodge as they all head down into turn number 2. Everybody's doing it nice. Big charge on by Conorangi. Up into 3rd position now. He's doing a great job, but the young American running away. Larson doing a great job. Pickens drops back one. Taylor's on his bumper now with Jaden Dodge. Taylor, he wants down the inside of turn number 2. Pickens sees him and he ain't going to let him through. The young American out in the front at the moment. And I would have to say that is a new lap record straight off there by the young American, a 13.1.
Sensational stuff so early in this 20-lap feature race. Buddy Coforth, he leads away. Behind him is Jamie Larson. He's 2.5 seconds in the rear. Conorangi, he hangs on to 3rd. Michael Pickens in 4th. Stephen Taylor in 5th. Rounding out the top 6, it's Jaden Dodge.
Sam O'Callaghan stuck there in 7th at the moment with McDonald behind him. They've got plenty of work to do. Oh, we've got a car slowing on the far side. McDonald, will he get to the inside? He will. Great job not to hold this race up. McDonald is out. Heads to the infield. Not what we want. Another car with smoke coming out of it at the moment. Hopefully that's not too much of a bother for Pride. Could be just a little bit of exhaust on the, a little bit of oil on the exhaust. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. But the young American, Buddy, he is out. He's in the traffic. He's going to have to tiptoe through, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes whatsoever.
Now this could be a big game changer here. He's locked in a battle with Jason Pride. He goes for the high line, sees what's up there, but within one car.
Pride on the wall.
Big slide right across the front of Coforth. The gloves are off in this one. Buddy Coforth leads away. He's only a couple of car lengths in front of the 82 of Jamie Larson. And here comes Conorangi.
Pickens just hit the wall down here in turn number 1, AJ. It was fairly hard. He's got it on the line. Have to keep an eye on that car. Make sure there's no damage. Gets through there okay this time. That was a reasonably hard hit. But there's Larson. Larson wants to go down outside. The American gets round Ray Bourne. Just misses the front of Larson. Ray Bourne up high into turn number 3. Almost touches a wall. As we said, this back traffic could be a big game changer.
Yeah, Pickens, he's moved up into 3rd spot. Rangi just went out a little bit wide. The door was slightly ajar. Pickens took it. Look what's happening further back. Stephen Taylor, he is on the rampage, but right in behind him is Jaden Dodge.
Oh, Jaden Dodge makes big contact into turn number 2. Gives him a big shove. Taylor would have felt that one for sure. Jaden Dodge not happy that Taylor slid past him. He wants that back. As we watch Larson just dropping back a little bit on the American now. Pickens, he stayed a little bit static. Look at the way Buddy Coforth just carves through this traffic.
Oh boy, we're going to go yellow. Ray Bourne has stopped right in front of the control tower. Oh dear Lord.
That is where it's at. Ray Bourne right down in front of us in the 95C car.
That's almost the racing line where he is. Boy, some dry cleaners are going to know how close that call was.
And it's always a way, folks. We saw that, in fact, McDonald did a great job of it by moving to the infield. But if you're out there on that high line and you have a problem, it pays to stop. Don't try to turn left. You don't know what's coming. At some incredible speeds. As JJ, you've said, that entry into turn 3, that's terminal velocity for these cars. Up and over 160 kilometres an hour, folks. So as the car gets pushed very quickly into the centre of the track, 12 laps have gone so far. Pickens, Conorangi going blow for blow each lap. Only the slightest of mistakes has let Pickens through again. Taylor right on the back now of Conorangi. Everyone's concertinaed up. Yellow light still flashing. They'll get a chance to sort themselves out. This is where the officials go into overdrive. Well, let's see how he goes now off the restart. Remember, green flag, you can go from anywhere in this line. It's right on the line, it's gone. They left that very, very late. Buddy Kofoid, let's see what the youngster can do as Taylor tries to get round Connor Rangi. I think he's got it to stick. Oh, pushes Connor Rangi right up on the wall. Duffman takes Jaden Dodge as they head down towards turn number 3. It's all on down there in the middle of the pack. Buddy Kofoid starts to make a bit of a gap. Larson, then Pickens, then Taylor, then Rangi. It is all on Duffman. Drops back a little bit into the clutches of Jaden Dodge, but it's a young American out the front at the moment.
Yeah, with 14 laps in the books, 11 to go. Buddy Kofoid, a good advantage at 3/4 of the length of the straight. Taylor went out a bit wide. This is a dockyard brawl going on between Taylor and Connor Rangi there for 4th and 5th. But Larson, he's going to come under the grasp of Michael Pickens shortly. Larson in 2nd, Buddy Kofoid leads away. But Pickens, he's starting to mount a challenge. They're chasing the dirt up high. In 4th, it's Connor Rangi. 5th, Stephen Taylor. And rounding out the top 6 is Jaden Dodge. But the Duffman is starting to come into this one. Sam O'Callaghan just drifted back 1 spot.
That was 3 laps, AJ, that Buddy Kofoid was under the lap record as Taylor hits the wall going into 2. Let's see if that's any damage. That's incredible. 3 laps under the lap record, which he broke. Ladies and gentlemen, he is on a flyer as we watch Pickens hit the wall into turn number 1 as well. And he goes very low through to turn number 2. They are throwing everything at it. Connor Rangi is starting to gap Taylor, who is now under fire from Jaden Dodge. The young American coming up on the back of the 88T car. He's gapped Larson. Pickens up very, very high in the 2. Some of these drivers are starting to get a bit wayward. Jaden Dodge again up high in number 2.
Yeah, here comes the lap traffic. Buddy Kofoid right in behind the King of Cromwell. Scott just drifts out wide, but he's getting all racy with Kofoid. Kofoid had a look down low, couldn't make a stick. Now he's gone up high. Visibility is at an absolute premium, but Buddy Kofoid in the 8 USA car, he leads the charge. It's 21 laps in the book. The Nationals are drawing to a close. Desperation time.
Yeah, you've got to say that. Larson, this is for 1, 2 and 3. NZ Pickens at the moment still back there in 3rd place. He's trying to get on the back of Larson. Larson comes up on the back of a couple of back markers. Can he clear them cleanly? They're fighting for position. He's going to go right round the high line. It's worked for everybody else. He cleans Jason Scott, holds on to that 2nd position. Pickens is probably 3, 4, 5 car leads back. Buddy Kofoid is going to come up on another slow car, but he's managed to pick his way through reasonably cleanly. 23, it's going to be the last lap out now for Buddy Kofoid. Down into turn number 1 as Steve Duff pulls off the track.
Down the back straight, Buddy Kofoid from Pengrove, California is going to be the New Zealand Sprint Car Champion. What a run from the young fella. Jamie Larson threw everything at it, including the kitchen sink, into 2nd place. Michael Pickens 3rd.
Whoa,
big up and
jeepers, there's a
over.
couple that went a bit wide on the last one. Jamie Duff just about tipped it upside down. Jaden Dodge in the wall, smoke coming out of that car. The racing was over, but they didn't, that's the idea, don't slow down too much. So, unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Buddy Kofoid not only has the 1 NZ on the back of that car, he is also smashed, absolutely smashed the lap record here at Heavy Track Central Motor Speedway. He did it with a 13.18. Amazing in a feature race. And as I said, he did 3 consecutive laps under the old lap record. The young American, an absolute sensation. As we've said, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. There's going to be a presentation over in front of the crowd very, very shortly. I'm going to rush over there. I'm going to let AJ wrap this one up, but we can say from the committee, from the volunteers, from the officials, from everybody, a massive thank you for supporting here tonight at the Heavy Track Central Motor Speedway.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Look, that was just a sizzling run of the New Zealand Sprint Car Championship. Buddy Kofoid, he came, he saw, and he has conquered. This event means a huge amount to this young fella. A brilliant, brilliant New Zealand Sprint Car Championship
as always, Heartbreak Hotel. We see the two-time New Zealand Sprint Car champion, Rodney Wood, his car going into the pits under the hook. He will be bitterly disappointed. Boy, it has been 2 nights of super action, and we have seen a star on the rise. We are going to hear so much more about 17-year-old Buddy Kofoid. Let's make some noise. Racing the car from Daniel Anderson. Let's not take it away from the Kiwis. Kofoid setting a lap record during the feature race. How good was that? And an emotional moment for Daniel Anderson. Hearty congratulations going to Kofoid from Jamie Larson. Michael Pickens, he threw everything at it.
Well, you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Pengrove, California, your new Zealand champion. Make some noise for Buddy Kofoid. Congratulations, Buddy. You are the 1NZ. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. And won lots of big races, and this is definitely one of them. So, man, I'm kind of a loss for words. Now we'll get to take the 1NZ back to America. I know it's been taken there a couple times, so it's nice to take it home again. Man, I don't know what to say. Just every time we hit the track, we just put together good laps, and that's partly why we're standing here. Just was able to capitalize on the points every single time, and excuse me. But if it weren't for Dan, I would not be standing here right now. He gave me a really good opportunity to drive by far some of the best equipment out here. And man, I'm glad we were able to bring Doug out, a guy I drove for a lot in America. And he always knows what I need, and we don't need to really communicate that much. We just know we're in sync. And I can't thank Brad and Jim and the crew enough, and Trevor, and wish Colin was here, but he's at a wedding right now, so shout out to Colin. Thanks for watching. Man, without Fairview and Tony Brand, the ranch, Tiona Kiwi Holiday Park, Harcourts, Bid Food, without them I would not be standing here right now. So man, it's pretty badass. 6 in a row is crazy. I can't believe I have 6 wins, and it's just hit February. I got a really good opportunity to go to the Midwest, and going to run full time out Fred Newmeister. So I'm really looking forward to that, but man, 6 in a row is unbelievable.
There you go, folks, 6 in a row. One more time. Let's make some noise for your New Zealand champion, Buddy Kofoid.
Alrighty, I'm here with current or new 2NZ, Jamie Larson. Jamie, what a race.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty tough track out there, but I can't thank my crew chief, Daryl Clayton. He just had this thing on rails that whole race, and yeah, it was a little bit of an untidy start. Our line sort of got away slowly, so we had to sort of try and make a few passes there on the start in the first corner, and I sort of knew what I wanted to do, keep it nice and low and sort of get the drive off the bottom there, and we had a couple of little looks there at Buddy and the lap traffic in there, and sort of caught him up, and then he sort of pulled away. Just got a bit too far back on my wing, and the front got a bit flighty, so forward with that, and we had a pretty good race car. I think that's probably the closest that we've been to Buddy and this whole speed week that we've done down here. So really happy with how the car's going. I can't thank all my sponsors enough, and obviously all the fans that come out here and support this as well, and obviously all the live streamers that are watching this as well. So yeah, big thanks to those guys for supporting us, and yeah, hopefully we can get number 1 sometime soon once Buddy's gone.
Absolutely, you won't be back here next year to defend it. How much does it mean to you, to your family, to your crew, all your sponsors to take the 2NZ back to Palmerston North?
Oh, it's absolutely mega, because Palmy's not a massive sprint car track, so to have a guy running out there in the front and get and threes, it's pretty special for our track, and we're a stock car based track, so we're trying to get the sprint cars up there on the board and trying to grab some fan base, and get some more supporters around there and stuff for Palmy. So but to the whole family, it just means so much. We're quite a small little family based run team, and family funded as well, so it's just awesome. I can't thank my sponsors enough. Capity Cars, Mac Build Engineering, Levin Powder Coating, Fast Times, Oil Pro, Fitzherbert, the Regency, Motor Lodge, and Pivotal Print. Without those guys, I couldn't do it, and without my crew as well, I couldn't do it too. So, it's a big credit to the team, and it is a team effort around here. It's definitely not the driver. I sort of have the easy part. All the family and stuff washes the car, and they prep it for me as well too. So, it's pretty awesome to have a 2NZ on the car.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, hands together for your new 2NZ, Jamie Larson.
Take nothing away from him, man. Everybody, this is your new 3NZ. He is the Messiah. It was a fantastic drive. That car was singing. Congratulations, Michael Pickens.
Yeah, thanks. Not our best run, but we'll take it. Just got tight there on a restart and shoved the nose across and got past for a couple. But all in all, it's good. Obviously disappointed with third, but it is what it is. And congrats to Buddy Kofod. He's done a hell of a job, and Jamie Larson for running second. So we'll come back next year and hopefully win that number one spot back.
And that's a good thing about you, Michael Pickens, is that we know that you'll always come back bigger and stronger. So we wish you all the best. Your sponsors, though, get it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Century Batteries and Addis Containers have helped us for a lot of years now, and we couldn't do it without their support. Warwick McKenzie from Pipeline Industries, the car, and he gives us the equipment to be able to do what we do. So we've got a ton of other guys on there. KP Tanks, I could go on for hours, but a lot of people put in a big effort to help us. Carter's Tyres helped tow our truck down. That broke down 39 k's out of Cromwell. So big thanks to Gary Carter and Carter's Tyres for their efforts, and like I say, hopefully we can reward them with the win next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your New Zealand midget car champion and current 3NZ, Michael Pickens.
Nothing's ever personal, not a murder, not a lie, not an infidelity. It all just kills integrity. Questing evil, questing good, only vibrates deeper rings. You do as you fit to do. I won't question anything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after an exhilarating New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix, we thank you very much for your company here at New Zealand Sprint Car Championship here at Central Motor Speedway in Cromwell. From wherever you are, or at the track, around the country, around the world, we appreciate your company. From myself, the whole Pits TV team, I'm Billy Hickey. Good night.
My self-respect stays king.